Hi there, and welcome to Social Today. Jonathan Pollinger of Intranet Future. Social Today. This is where we provide you with social media advice over the course of a week. And this week we're looking at Twitter best practice, so lots of good stuff around Twitter. Welcome, Paul, from Hillside Brewery. And yesterday we were looking at the importance of putting a Twitter plan together, planning and putting together a Twitter strategy. And welcome, Sarah. And today we're looking at content. So, starting point for Twitter content is, excuse me, is a key word when it comes to content, and that word is value. So, you do need to think about what value you are going to provide to your followers, your audience on Twitter. So, the good point really to bear in mind, main point to bear in mind, is not so much to think about what you want to tweet, but what is it that your audience out there actually want to hear. Now that is absolutely key, so you do need to provide value. And I think this is a sort of classic case of the 80-20 rule. So find to provide a certain amount of sales content, and if you are providing some content, and I think you should provide some direct sales content in terms of promoting a product maybe, or service, or advertising a special offer, then fine to actually make that pretty direct. So make it clear what people need to do. So put a call to action on your tweet, such as book now, perhaps if you're promoting an event or a workshop, or even buy now or buy here, or sign up if you're encouraging people to sign up to your newsletter. So all those are ideas that you can use for tweets, but only 20%. So the 80%, the bulk of your tweets really should be around value. So non-salesy tweets, in other words, very much about your audience. Welcome, Alberto. So we're talking about things like tips, perhaps trying to educate people, news articles, that kind of thing. But fundamentally, it does kind of come back to what we were talking about yesterday, your plan or your strategy. You know, what is the point of Twitter? Why are you tweeting? You don't really just want to be tweeting because your competitor down the road is on Twitter. You really need to have a solid idea of what you are doing it for. What is the purpose of it? And once you've got that purpose, so maybe, let's say, maybe it is to improve your customer services, then you really want to be posting up a lot of helpful content around helping your customers. So, for example, you could film a video and show people how your content works. You could put out educational stuff like Paul does, for example, from Hillside Brewery, talking about how he makes his beer and showing people how that's done and that kind of thing. So it's really, what are you doing? You know, are you improving customer service? Are you improving customer experience? Are you trying to increase sales? So have a purpose for your actual tweeting, and then come up with some content ideas around that, whilst memorizing that word value, whilst bearing that word value in mind the entire time. So if you're struggling a little bit in terms of what what you think your audience might want from you out there, then want to ask them, do a survey. Use a survey tool such as Smart Survey is a good one, based in Tewkesbury, near me in Cheltenham. So that's smartsurvey.co.uk. Or tweet out questions. Quite often it can be helpful to give people a multiple choice, so you're giving them some ideas around potential content and tweets that you put out there. But that can give you a good steer. Talk to people, chat to them on Twitter, find out what they want. Another thing to bear in mind when it comes to content is be visual. So include photos, professionally taken photos, or photos snapped on your smartphone, perhaps as you're going through the course of the day. If you're on Instagram, tweet out your pictures onto Twitter from Instagram. Welcome everybody who's joining. I've just got a question from Paul. How do you improve people commenting back on your questions? Excellent question. Thanks for that. Always open to questions on here on Social Today. So I would a good tip for you here is never answer a question. If somebody asks you a question on Twitter, never answer with a simple yes or no. So, for example, if somebody says, "What time does your training session start this evening?" don't just reply 8 p.m. So don't just put in a simple answer. Don't put in yes or no and don't put in a simple answer. But in that case, you should put in the training session on yoga or whatever it is on social media starts at 8 p.m. in the town hall. And then even give directions to the town hall. So you're being extra helpful there to the person that's asked the question. But the key thing here is that you're also potentially being helpful to other people as well. Because remember, Twitter is public, so by just answering a question, yes, no, 8 p.m., doesn't really help other people that are seeing that answer. But if you answer the question in full, you're putting in keywords in your tweet, so that makes you more easily findable in Twitter search and indeed on Google these days. But you're also being super helpful to other people by putting in that extra content. I would also, if you're putting in, if you're replying to somebody, I would also say, don't just hit the reply button underneath, but say hello before the username of the person, and that way you're reaching all your followers. You're not just reaching the followers of the person that asks you the question, who's following both you and the person that's asked the question. You're reaching all of your followers. So basically expands the reach if you say hi or hello in front of a person's username when you're replying to somebody. So back to that point about the visual, do put in photos as going about the business. Instagram photos, another one, but images as well. So quite a few things around text, such as quotes, which are very popular on Twitter, you can put in an image. So a brilliant tool for putting quotes, two tools actually for you to put quotes onto images. Canva.com is one great tool, and an app which is available on Apple devices, WordSwag, is another. So that can help you give you the right size for your images, excuse me, on Twitter, but also help you put quotes onto images or any text onto images. So a few points for you there today around content, just to sum up. Have a purpose for your tweeting, and your content will come from that. Make sure that your content is 80% value, 20% sales. When you're replying to people, put in the full information and make your tweets really visual. So tomorrow might be a bit of a short broadcast tomorrow because I'm at Connect Business Day in Cheltenham at the Pavilion. If you're local to Cheltenham, do come along to that event. It's free, although you do need to pre-register. The website is connectbusiness.org.uk. I've got a stand there, and I'm also on the digital marketing panel. So I'm going to have a busy day. Sorry, not tomorrow, actually. Thursday. What am I talking about? Thursday is Connect Business Day. So I've got a stand there, and I'm on the digital marketing panel there. So do come and ask me some difficult social media questions. So it might be a short broadcast on Thursday, but tomorrow, hope to do something in the morning tomorrow around listening on Twitter. So some of techniques and tools you can do around listening. If you have any questions at any time, please do obviously put in the comments on this Social Today show, or of course you can tweet me at intranetfuture. So that's it for now. Thank you everybody for joining and watching. Have a productive day for the rest of the day, and